Hey everyone, Kieran here with eXplorminate, introducing another Let's Play series for Tragic. He just got done with an Avon Colony series. If you haven't checked it out, look it up. It was a great 9-part series there. He's now going to dip his toes in something a little longer and a little grander on some scales, Anno 2205. So he's plugging away at these videos. Hope you enjoy him, and as always, make sure to give him kudos in the comments below. Enjoy.
G'day, Tragic here, and welcome to something pretty exciting for me anyway. This is Anno 2205, baby. This is probably one of my favorite game series. I've been playing this series for like 20 years or something ridiculous like that. Longer than most people who watch Let's Plays have been alive. And I mean, it is just fantastic. City builders are up there with my favorite type of games, and Anno is one of the best city builders, even though it's kind of strayed from what a city builder is. City builders to me is like Caesar, Pharaohs, those old kind of games, and then there's simulation games like SimCity. Like a modern, true in inverted commas city builder is Avon Colony. But this game is much more about economic simulation. The production line stuff is very deep, and there's all, stock markets and trading and all sorts of weird stuff in these games now. And the city building takes a bit of a back turn. I mean, there's still awesome city building. You still have that ant farm, you know what I'm trying to say? But it's just not quite what it was, I mean, there's so much other stuff going on. It makes this game very unique, specifically because it's got like a single campaign mode. Like most city builders, you play on a map, you finish the map, campaign continues, and you start a new map and a new city. But in Anno, it's just one big city. You never stop building it until you reach the end of the story. Whether the story is good or not is up to the people. I actually quite like the stories. I thought Anno 2070 was awesome. So this is it, Anno 2205. I am stoked to play this because, it's a AAA game. It was like $90 when it came out. So now that it's only $15, it's nice and cheap for me to buy, which is good. Now this is a particularly long game because of the way the campaign works. So it might be a lot of videos. So hopefully people are going to be interested. Let me know what you think, because if people aren't going to watch it, I might stop, and just like show progress videos rather than everything I'm doing. And I'll be splitting all the combat into separate videos so they're easy to, skip, because they suck. Combat sucks. Okay, so let's get into this. Yeah, blam.
I'm glad you accepted my invitation. Samantha Beaumont,
G'day, Sam.
Global Union Supervisor of the Lunar Licensing Program. We have a lot to discuss. But first, I'd like to introduce you to your Artificial Data Amalgamating Messenger.
Can we discuss how awesome coffee is?
Thank you for participating in the Lunar Licensing Program. The program stipulates that your corporation set up operative spaceports to act as bases for a new wave of lunar colonization. You will further assist Global Union in the development of a fusion energy reactor to avert Earth's impending energy crisis.
Thanks, Adam. Sounds like a plan. Okay, so this is kind of like a direct sequel to Anno 2070 if you've played that game.
But I personally took a stand for you. You just have to sign in
personally?
with your corporation name.
Oh, don't stick your neck out. This is corporate.
Thanks, but
world.
I need to see your corporate logo as well.
Oh, winking kitty cat. Bam. Sorry, that's the only choice.
My superiors at the Global Union had reservations about you.
Oh, excellent. We've got a really good one. Two really good ones.
Decided to allocate you high-grade territory for new corporate headquarters. Choose a sector.
Okay, so there's a couple of things going on here. For starters, you've got the top row of icons on each map is a randomized bonus to the area. So, for example, ocean nourishment is probably the best of all the things that I know of. Basically, this says 10% to all coastal facilities. That's super important because Like if these are the hard maps with the 3 stars, the easy maps with the 1 star. That usually means just makes it easier to build space. So this is, you know, 63,000 hectares, acres or whatever, but it's split into tiny islands, so you have to do a lot of, you know, Tetris basically. But this one's easy because it's a big massive island, and this one's probably the easiest because it's a huge big massive island. But all of them have one thing in common, and that is they have coastal areas and mountain areas, and they're like, unlike other production buildings, you can only build mines at mining locations. You can only build coastal mines, you know, like mining for water. Yes, Sam, I'm getting to it. Or coral or whatever. They're limited. The space is limited, but the products that for the coastal waters produce are absolutely vital to the game. Like you're always running out of space for energy and space for, you know, water and algae farms and all that kind of stuff. So ocean nourishment, making everything boosted, is like the best because it makes all coastal areas, you know, produce more, which is a super advantage, especially in the harder levels where building lots and lots of things creates too much for credit drain for upkeep. So you can have smaller, you know, industrialized parks that create more. It's very good. But anyway, so that's what they all do. This one is a really good one as well. This is strong currents. This turns the power farm, that there's a type of coastal building which is, you know, using tidal waves to create energy, and this makes it plus 20%, which is huge, which means same kind of result.
I won't rush you.
Okay, I'll speed it up. I'll speed it up, Sam. The second load of icons is basically a special project or wonder that can be created on that map and only on that map. They all do different things. Some of them, I don't know what the point of this one is. It just builds a statue. I mean, who cares? I guess it looks nice in your screenshots. This one here, I haven't actually done yet, but I really want to. It's called New Life. It adds I think it adds a 4th tier to your actual workers. So instead of having the normal 3 tiers of Anno, there's an extra tier, which is like, you know, Cybermen, where they install mind control chips in them or whatever. Or bring back zombies. I don't know. It's called New Life. Whatever. I want to do that one stage. The others do various different things. This one's really good. This allows you to create extra trade routes. This one gives you lots of energy. This one gives you resources. And this one is the one I like. I'm going to pick this one. It's called Sunken Ark. Now, what's good about Sunken Ark is that it's makes a strong link to the other game because you're actually sort of it's the same map from 2070. Really cool, and it's like the destroyed AI from that game kind of salvaging it. Well, it's not the exact same map, but I just like to think it is. But anyway, the point is the Sunken Ark project allows you to create a graphene generator. Now, graphene is like the super material in this game. It's very hard to get hold of. You often have to do combat missions for it. But the thing is, you need it to advance the game. You know, like if you want to build a space elevator, you need graphene. You want to conquer an island, you need graphene. You want to build a bridge, you need graphene. So by getting the Sunken Ark early, it'll really help us with advancing the game. Plus, it has a really good strong currents bonus. So yeah, let's do that one.
Almost there. You just have to negotiate the terms of your contract with Global Union, funding conditions, and the like.
We are going to do advanced. I could probably do expert, but I just want to make it a little bit easier on myself since I'm doing a let's play and I don't want to embarrass myself. But I am going to go into the advanced settings and turn off a gameplay feature called enemy invasions. So in Anno, they've split all the combat into optional maps, which you can ignore. You don't have to do, well, you have to do the very first one, but you can ignore the rest. But the thing is, you kind of want to do them every now and then because they give you great rewards, you know, in items. You can speed up the game. So it becomes this optional thing, and I like that. I like that I can go, I feel like a bit of a change. I'll do a combat mission. But enemy invasions was added with the expansion, and they physically invade your city maps, just like in Anno 2070. and you have to deal with it because they kind of blockade you and stop your trading resources, and it can completely screw you up, so you have to deal with it. And I'm just not into this game for combat. I'm into this game for city building. So that's turned off. Love it or leave it. Let's go.
Going through everything, yes?
Yes, yes.
I
I'm
love that
finished,
You
Sam.
are now entering Phase 1 of the Lunar Licensing Program. The Global Union assigned you territory in Earth's temperate region to establish a spaceport and a base of operations. The construction of a space elevator to Global Union headquarters is also required. For further instructions, speak to your official contact person. Global Union wishes you success.
Thanks, Adam, the artificial data amalgamation machine.
A true
Maybe.
island paradise, don't you think? The coastal area here is very rich in natural resources.
Oh, you are so pretty.
I wonder
You're
if that's
so
because the
good
member of
looking.
The Big Five is planning for an underwater research
Look at all those
project.
beautiful trees I'm about to cut down. That'll be the trade hub and the quest hub for
No, that's
later.
secondary.
That's
The
the
protocol
spaceport
demands that
we're
you
coming
establish a
past.
spaceport
And
in
here's
this
our
area.
base.
The spaceport building site off the coast is still unstaffed. But as soon as you've built the necessary housing, your construction team will be moving in.
And there's our winking kitty cat logo. Awesome. Okay, so quests appear on the side. We've got our resources at the top. And one of the most important things to say right at the beginning is right click to move the screen, middle mouse click to rotate it. That absolutely drove me nuts. It took me way longer than I'd like to admit to work out how to do that. As in, I had to Google it, and because it's so obvious, no one ever said how to do it in the Google, so it took me forever to figure that out. So right click to move, middle mouse to rotate, and it's also middle mouse to rotate buildings during placement. Look at these horses. Look at these beautiful horses and trees are going to be destroyed. Okay, so this is our starting city. Now it's a little bit different to normal. So if you click on the hubs, you can see all the locations on the map. So this has 4 mining spots and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coastal areas. So it's a very good starting map for us. It's got a lot of space too. Now, this island in the middle, you'll note that it doesn't have a warehouse at all. You've got to physically build this bridge. Same for this huge island here. Oh, there's little things to pick up on the ground here. Never noticed that before. There's another one there. Some biopolymers, thank you very much. And another one. Okay, whatever. The point is that we can't colonize these at will. We have to build this bridge, which I think is quite expensive. Well, it actually only takes biopolymers and constructor bots. But I'm pretty sure it takes graphene, which is that super resource I was telling you about. We do have 2 other islands. We've got one here. Let's click on the hub. This has 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coastal areas, and it's kind of small, but it's a nice square shape, which makes it very easy to tightly pack into. And what's over here? Okay, this one is another bit of stuff. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coastal areas and another 3 mines. So that's actually very good. It's a little larger too, so we might take this one first. This will be the first place for us to take. So what do we need to claim this? We need 25 bots and 25 graphene, which we have 0 of, so we'll have to figure out how to do that at some point. But the point is, these islands are claimable at will, but these ones we're going to have to do a lot of work to get hold of. Anyway, let's get started. So what I like to do when I do my city planning is plan out the structure early. Now, basically what I like to do is I like to find straight lines that can go from one side of the map to the other with no kinks. So there's a kink here. So we can't go any further to the left without kinking. So let's come down and go up. And that's probably because, yeah, there's a a big fat mine sticking out. That's why we couldn't go any further. And we're going to do the same thing for the top here. Yeah, that looks like the right spot. Now when you're playing on higher difficulty levels, you don't have as much money, but we've got like a 70k pool, so building some roads is not an issue for us at all, at all, at all. Now it's time to start on our workforce. So basically in Anno, they've given us, in the new Anno anyway, they've given us these extra cool buildings. So normally we only had one type of building, now we've got small ones and big ones, which makes it a lot easier to fit those annoying spaces that you can't put anything in. So what I like to do, I like to make a 4x4 grid like that and create city blocks, you know, New York style. So let's go 1, 2. So that's 2 blocks across.
New blueprints ready for implementation.
1, 2, 3, and that is now a nice area for us to build our larger blocks in. Now in this game, everything has to connect to roads. So I can't fill this in completely because these guys in the middle, like if I put a house here, it's not going to be connected to any road. So if I filled that all completely in, right, it would be like if I did that, the 2 in the middle wouldn't be near a road, so they'd error. So instead of building it and then deleting everything and rebuilding it, I just like to build it to the correct shape. So when we do upgrade, we don't actually have to deal with rebuilding our road systems. Sweet, we got some new blueprints.
Construction options expanded.
Okay, so for starters, let's get some food. So if you come down to this tab, it shows you our requirements. We need food, and we are not producing any biopolymers. We've only got 25 left. Now biopolymers is basically the stuff that allows the, you know, it's what we build stuff with. So again, I want to build a nice straight line to here. There was a, yeah, here it is. So I'll do that, and then I'll build a biopolymers. And we need a farm as well.
Great. Building material shortages shouldn't be an issue anymore.
Okay, so now if we look at our oh, we need some food. Let's just put some food down. Let me try and I think that's going to be right. Yep. No, that's not going to be any good. There we go. What's going on? My mouse has stopped working. There we are. Bam.
Organic food is perceived as needless luxury by many megacorps. Good to see you share the Union's perspective.
Okay, so we've got way too much food, but that's fine. We definitely need it. So this is our biopolymer plant. I just want to quickly go through the requirements. So basically, we produce the sunflower oil here, and then we use the sunflower oil here to create the biopolymers. So at the moment, you can see we're producing sunflower bioresin, but every single skerrick of that resin is being turned into biopolymers. So it's a 1 building to 1 building ratio. That's very cool. That's what we want. We want nice, perfect ratios is what I like. It becomes very important later on when everything gets a little more complicated. So if you look up here, you can see we have credit imbalance. Now, that means we're losing money. So let's quickly build some more residences, because the easiest way to get our balance up is to just build more residences. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can tax them. So I actually, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of different ways people play. I like to build really large, low rent areas. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing here, and just tax them, and that way I can get lots of money for when I need to expand into the more expensive things. Because I'm a little bit
Your
sloppy.
construction crew is one of the first ready. Keep up the pace.
Oh, keep
Your
up the
competitors
pace.
will try to. For the next construction stage, you'll need qualified ground staff to operate the spaceport. Make sure to adhere to union standards while providing the required infrastructure.
Okay, so now we have a new requirement, which is water. So let's just quickly build a water plant.
You need this desalination plant. These days, it's the only way to come by drinkable water.
You'll be in at my
And you can
house
see he's
and
got
shows
organic
how much
food,
you get.
water, and information is the only thing he's missing. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to build a second one of these. Actually, we're almost out of power, so let's build some power farms. Now, these can be really, really frustrating, these power farms. You can see as we're building them, they actually have update costs. So now we're negative because we've got all these manufacturing costs to keep them running. But we can fix that easily enough by just getting more workers again. So what do we need? We need another 1, 2. And I think I'll do one more. Yeah, I'll do one more set. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's right. Yep. And we've got our basic grid set up for the majority of this city. Now you can't be just scared to destroy things, especially if you're playing on... Why is this so large? I've done something terribly wrong here. Oh, that was a bit of a error. There we go. Bam. Bam. Yeah, blam. Well, how embarrassing. Well, as I was saying, you can't be afraid to delete stuff, especially when you're playing on a level that gives you your money back. Okay, so we've basically got our city mapped out. Oh, look, I've screwed up here again. 1, 2, 3. No, I haven't. There's something wrong with my brain. Yep, okay, that's all right. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, it's time to build the infodrome. No, it's not time. We still need more workers. I think I'm going to just fill in 2 of these cubes. And that'll give us all the workers we need. We'll probably have to build more food though. No, we're still good on food. And you can see the workers coming in. Booyah! We can now build infodromes.
Construction of new building types possible.
So, for the infodrome, I think I'm going to build it here. So let me just
That was a big chunk. Well done.
okay, so I've already mapped this out, but if we look at the infodrome, it's got a very bizarre shape. Basically, it's one too large. Okay, so this area here is a perfect square for the worker spots, but it's one spot too large, like one sort of grid size. But luckily, you know, you just knock off the roads and it fits in perfectly, allowing you to build next to it when required. Now it does cut the road, so you've got to be careful with your road setup, but it's not too bad. And now that we've done that, we can simply upgrade one of our buildings.
All systems online. Can't wait to get started.
Remarkable progress. You've assembled construction crews and ground personnel faster than I was expecting. You are more than ready for the first major hurdle. The program demands you connect your city with the Global Union Space Station via a space
There's
elevator.
more space over here.
So far, only megacorps like the Big Five use such technology.
Only
Others should have the
megacorps.
same potential.
Okay,
I knew there was
so many
something
things.
going on here. Nick Papadakis Enterprises. You want a good deal? Just come to my warehouse.
Okay, so we're going to be using him a lot later on. He's basically a trader. Now that we've upgraded this guy, so we have level 1 workers here, they're all satisfied, and now we've got a new worker that have all completely different and separate requirements to be happy. So they're very unsatisfied at the moment. We can actually, once you've upgraded, you can delete that building completely, and it doesn't matter. We still have access to the next level buildings. So now we actually have access to the large, you know, houses. But we can't build them because we need constructor bots. Now constructor bots, as you can imagine, are created through the mining systems. So we've got new buildings here. We've got Feldspar Quarry, Cobalt Mine, and then we have the robot assembly, which requires Cobalt and Feldspar. Cobalt and ceramics, sorry, I don't know. Ceramics come out of the Feldspar Quarry. Confused myself for a second there. We've got plenty of energy, so we can probably do this straight away. So let's just put a Feldspar Quarry down, and we'll put down another one of these. And it's a good idea to check exactly what one does. It has 5, so we're producing 5 on each of those. Now if we look at our robots, and we place it, let's stick it here.
Good. You've gathered the components needed for the elevator. Only the elevator cable requires special
Why is that not
materials you can't
attached?
produce, but I arranged for a delivery.
Ah, right.
Goods transport facing delays. Cause transporter shortage.
Down here you can see our transport hub. This is basically, you know, trucking. And because that's down, it means this isn't producing properly, which means we're -5 of that particular resource required for the bots. So let's just build a truck and we'll just stick it in here. And you can really stick them anywhere. We are now short on workers though. So let's get some more workers. This time we're building the larger buildings. But again, if we look at our production rates, because we're short workers, everything's a little bit under production. We need another water though and more food. But this guy here, it takes in 5 resources from both of them and produces 10 robots. So again, it's a 1-to-1. So 1 mine, and 1 robot factory is a perfect ratio, so there's no wastage. 0-0, but we're producing 10, which is what I like to see. Again, let's make some more food. We're about to build way a
Global
lot.
market share has increased.
Keep an eye on our energy. Let's build some more energy farms. Okay, quick edit here. Basically, I forgot to set up my timer to time. I want to make the videos about 30 minutes long, right? And I completely forgot it. So this video was like about almost an hour long. So I'm just going to cut it here, and the next video is going to leave off exactly where it stops. So I'll see you guys then. Catch you next time.